This video is an invitation to explore my artistic approach, from the first spark of light to the final print. Every choice, from the studio to the darkroom, shapes my vision and brings this image to life. Everything begins here, in the studio, a space where light becomes a living material. I often start with an idea in mind, but I always leave room for accidents, for what might emerge unexpectedly. That's where the most interesting images are born. For this session, I want to play with form, to turn the coat into a dark mass, almost sculptural. Once the film is exposed, everything happens in chemistry. The choice of film and developer defines the visual character of the negative, the grain, the density, the contrast. Here I choose to emphasize the grain. I want it to become a living texture, something that carries emotion. I agitate gently and let it rest for a few seconds. Time and movement, these two parameters shape the photograph. They define the contrasts, the highlights, and the shadows. Choosing a photograph means choosing a direction. I work with a contact sheet. I study each negative carefully, looking for balance, presence, and tension. Here I look for something essential in photography: tension. Tension is the force produced by the subject through the composition. The way the frame holds and releases space, the way negative space breathes, the way strong lines anchor the image. Many techniques hide this tension, and in selecting my print, I search for exactly that. One frame stands out. The coat has weight and density. Its shape feels almost sculptural. The lines guide the eyes, the hands echo the face, and create a quiet internal dialogue. I simply need to make sure that the background is still even, so the whole composition feels deliberate. The darkroom is a space of analysis and intuition. It's where the image is truly built. Here I work with chemistry, with shadow and light. Every movement, every second sculpts the photograph. I start with a few test strips. They help me define the general exposure. In the composition, I identify 4 distinct zones: the coat, the head, the hand, and the background. I begin by cropping the image to intensify tension and remove anything unnecessary. The frame must hold only what carries weight. I then choose to push the coat into a deep, dense black by extending the exposure time. The hand and the face are brought to a similar tonal value, while the background remains clearly separate. Finally, I use tonal inversion to carve thin contour lines. These lines give the image structure, weight, and a precise sense of tension. I take note for everything: exposure time, filter, height, method. Each print becomes an experiment. The goal of the Grand Project is to push the experiment further, to build a photographic language born directly from the medium itself. Writing down what the material gives me helps me steer my artistic direction and understand how the image reacts to my choices. After several trials, the tones start to align. The black find their depth. The gray begin to breathe. I'm getting closer to what I'm looking for. I will try it now on a large format. With each new print, the image settles a little more, until it reaches this fragile point when experimentation turns into vision. The final print is the outcome of all these layered choices, the result of a process built on intuitions, passions, and precision. What I like here is the simplicity, the restraint. At first, I only want to see a form, outlined by these lighter contours around the coat. I enjoy the organic and the unique quality of the background. It's only after a moment that the context appears. A man standing with a quiet but strong posture. The grain and the tonal inversion give it that drawing-like quality I am after, between the visible and the imagined. In the end, what drives me is the material itself. The paper, the grain, the chemistry. They lead the way, they resist, they surprise. Through them, I try to shape an image that feels alive, an image that holds both the gesture and the accident. That's the essence of the grain project, to let the medium reveal its own language, guided by my artistic approach.